Chicago, 1690 WVON, and you are listening to Her Wintrust. Of course, it's one of my favorite segments on WVON because I have met some of the most accomplished black women, beautiful inside and out. And this week's Her Wintrust is no different. She's originally from Cleveland, Ohio. She graduated from Ohio State University in 2004 with a BS in Business Administration. With her marketing degree, she brings 16 years of business-to-business sales with Fortune 500 companies such as Philip Morris, the Michelin Tire Company, and in addition, she has experience in real estate industry where she did $1.4 million in real estate sales. Make me feel worse about my life. After relocating to Chicago, she began to invest in real estate to include fix and flips, rentals, mid-use commercial, wholesale sale deals, and Airbnb. It was at this time that she realized the need to secure funding. This journey then led to the birth of Excel Capital Group. She is the founder and CEO of the Capital Group, Excel Capital Group, which provides business credit and funding solutions for entrepreneurs looking for funding to start, grow, and scale their business. In 2018, she was inducted into the 40 Under 40 Women's Professional League and was selected among 200 women in the Chicagoland area. Her name is LaToya Jackson.
Hi,
LaToya.
How are you?
You have an incredible resume.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I just can't believe that you're as accomplished as you are. What kind of kid were you?
Oh gosh, I was a very active kid. My mom would say I had a lot of mouth as a child, but that's what led me to a career of sales. I enjoy speaking. I enjoy helping people. And I would say that my mom would say that I was very passionate, very active, very driven as a child.
Always driven like
yes,
that.
Yes.
You know, what is so interesting is that not only did, you got your degrees and your advanced degrees, but you have had careers that some people, they have one in a lifetime. And you went from, of course, your sales and that sort of thing to flipping houses, which is again sales, to being having capital to loan to other people so they can build businesses. You've had 3 careers already.
Yes, a lot of ups and downs, but I've learned a lot over the years, and so I want to take everything that I learn and educate and teach others how to do it.
You know, what do you, how do you go from sales to having a capital, like a equity capital group?
Right.
How do you go from that? How do you go from sales to you saying, you know what, I want to help other entrepreneurs be able to secure their, a business? We just pulled this article today. In 2020, who is helping black women start their own businesses? Everybody else is getting help. And then you come in here today and you're that person.
Absolutely. So to understand how I got here, you have to understand how I grew up.
Okay.
I grew up very poor. My father died when I was 2 years old. My mother was born and raised on a farm. She didn't have an education. She worked odd jobs to support me and my sister. So at a very young age, I knew that I wanted a different life for myself. And so I went to college. When I went to college, I originally wanted to be a news reporter, but that's a whole separate story. But I ended up majoring in Marcus, focusing in the business area because I enjoy speaking. I like sales. So that led to a career of 16 years of pretty much sales experience. But when I was in college, I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I'm sure a lot of people read, and it opened my eyes about the possibilities of real estate and how much money you can make in real estate and how you can use that to retire young and retire rich and have additional revenue streams and make more than you could in your, 9 to 5 or corporate life. But at the time, I was a broke, poor college student. And I was like, okay, I want to do that, but I put that on hold. So I just got my degree. I started working in sales. And when I first worked for Philip Morris, I used to sell tobacco products, even though I never smoked a day in my life.
Right.
Then from there, I went to Michelin Tire Company, and they relocated me to the D.C. area.
Okay.
So it wasn't until I moved there that I thought back to when I was in college and said, I want to get back into real estate. But I wasn't sure how. So I got my license. I worked for Long and Foster Realtors, and I did that for about a year part-time while I was still working my corporate job. But then my corporate job promoted me to Chicago, and that's how I ended up here in 2013. And when I got here, I still wanted to do real estate, but your license doesn't transfer between states. You would have to go back to school and start all over. And I really didn't want to do that. I'm like, I want to invest, because when I was an agent and I would go to the closing table, I would look at my commission, which would be like, maybe $3,000 to $5,000, and the investor is walking away with a check for $100,000. And I'm like, I need to be on that side of the transaction instead of being a real estate agent. So when I moved here, I decided to partner with some people and do some deals. So we did everything from fix and flips, we did wholesale deals, we did mixed use commercial, we did Airbnbs. You have to raise a lot of money to do that, right?
How did you make that transition to Chicago? Chicago's a very strange animal.
Yes.
So how did you identify and network with these people that had the same vision that you? How did you find them?
That was difficult because I came here from a job relocation. So I went from Ohio to DC, and then from DC to Chicago, and I moved here. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any friends here. I didn't have any family here, and I just got here because I had a new job. So for me, I just started to network, started to get to know people who were doing real estate, in the city of Chicago.
So how did you do that?
Meetup. I went on meetup.com, and I started to see...
Meetup.com?
Yes, they have tons of meetup groups.
What is that?
It's just the website where people create groups so that similar like-minded people who share the same ideal can come together. Maybe they can collaborate, maybe they'll become friends, maybe they'll do business deals together. But there's tons of real estate meetups all throughout the city of Chicago. And so that's how it started. And then
it's like meetup.com.
Meetup.com. Yep. Then that's when I started to meet people that were here that were doing real estate deals. Just started to partner with people because partnerships require a lot of things. You got to bring something to the table. Maybe somebody brings the credit. Maybe somebody brings the capital. Maybe somebody brings the real estate experience.
Didn't you?
No, I didn't. At the time, I had a corporate W-2 job, so I was able to qualify for a lot of loans. And I had the sales experience, and I was a real estate agent. But I didn't have the, construction experience. So I partnered with somebody who had that experience, and then we had another person as well. So we kind of partnered together to do some deals. And we had some success, but we also had some failures. Within that time, we raised over $2 million, but we did that in various ways. So we did that from business credit to personal credit cards to personal term loans to 401k IRAs to hard money, private money. We utilized so many different ways of raising capital so that we could do these deals.
You had that. See, if you have people, this is one of the things that I talk about so much because I've become obsessed with my credit.
Okay.
Right? I've become very obsessed.
Okay.
And it makes your life so much easier.
It does. Absolutely it does.
And because sometimes you're a little skittish and don't want to go into your IRA.
Absolutely.
Or you don't want to go in your 401 or your 403.
Absolutely.
So if you have good credit, then you can get these loans.
Absolutely.
And you use the credit on your Amex.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many different ways to get funding. And what I learned is that there are a lot of entrepreneurs that just are not aware of all the funding.
What's the easiest way to get funding?
The easiest way is if you have great credit. If you have a 700 score, you can get access to business credit cards. You can get term loans. You can get business lines of credit. And there's a lot of people out here that don't know where to go to get that. And so that's where I come in. Over the years, I've developed a lot of relationships with lenders and financial institutions. So I know exactly who to partner you with if you're looking for capital for your business. But just that comes from just me working in the real estate field and meeting and networking and learning how to work with lenders and what they require. That's the easiest way, but it's not the only way. So if you don't have great credit, there are other ways to get funding as well.
Let me ask you this, and you don't have to answer it if it's too personal. You
Okay.
are the CEO.
Yes.
XL Capital Group, how much money are you dealing with right now?
Well, this is a company that I just started.
Okay, all right.
But I've been doing this for the past 4 or 5 years. So in the past, we raised
You
over...
need some money?
I don't need anybody. What I do,
Do I need to invest in you? Is that what I need to do?
if you'd like to invest, you can for sure. But at this time, I created this company because I'd already developed these relationships with these lenders over the years, and I raised $2 million on my own, so I can show other entrepreneurs where to get funding if they don't know where to get it.
So this is so exciting because there are people with some great ideas that are listening, and I know a lot of these listeners. I've been doing this for over 30 years. Right?
Absolutely.
And so to be able to have you sit in front of me, because I hear my phone bing, 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 texting. What's her name again? What's the name of, and all of that. Where do you go to let people know what you do?
Well, they can go to fundingwithexcel.com. Again, that's fundingwithexcel.com, and that's where you can set up a free consultation with me. So what we do is we have a short consultation, 15 minutes, just so I can ask the person some questions to understand their business, to learn how much funding they need, what type of capital they need, and then because of my experience and my knowledge, I partner with them with the lender that's going to give them the most amount of money at the best rates possible. I don't want people wasting their time trying to figure out which lender to go to for capital.
And you know that they're not going to get
and you know
that
that you're not going to get approved. So the lenders that I've worked at, I've personally got approved and got funding through. All right, and I've always sent other people to them. So I'm working with people that I know can get you capital if you need it. In addition to that, all companies don't need certain things. A startup might need only $50,000. Maybe you got a person that's trying to buy a truck of fleets and they need more than that and they don't know where to go. So that's where I come in. I take out the guesswork for you. I know exactly who to partner you with to get you the money you need. I don't want you out here sending out 1,000 applications and you get all these denials, you get all these inquiries, and you're frustrated. Sometimes you have to pay to, pull your credit report. Some lenders may have application fees. The ones that I work with do not.
You just don't want everybody pulling your
absolutely no. So
because every time they
do it, it's an inquiry.
It's an inquiry.
Right, but that's why I ask individuals to pull their own. That's called a soft inquiry. So you're not going to get a hard inquiry.
So the one that comes from the government.
Right. Well, you could do it that way, or you can do it through my FICO, or you could do it through a couple of other sources. And when you pull it yourself, it's a soft inquiry. And then my lender will look at it, and within 24 to 48 hours, they can say, okay, based on your credit score, based on your credit profile, we think we can get you anywhere between, $50,000 to $100,000 or whatever that range you might qualify for. But how are they giving you that estimate? Because they compared your credit profile to someone similar that's already been approved through this lender. Mm-hmm. So more than likely, you're going to get approved if this is the lender that they send you to. So my lenders that I work with, they already know based on your credit file how much you can get and who to go to like that. Mm-hmm. They're not wasting your time, and then you're not on the internet just trying to figure it out yourself. And then you're not hurting yourself by getting all these denials and all these inquiries. But I just want to mention, credit is the easiest way to get access to business credit, business lines of credit, and business loans, but it's not the only way. Okay. So if you do have credit challenges, there's other ways to get capital. Right. So a lot of people don't know how to build business credit within their corporation. That's not linked to their social security number.
Right. So if your personal credit is one thing, your business
credit is totally separate.
Is different.
Absolutely. So what I do, and I'm coming up with a program to show individuals how to build it within their corporation so that they can get capital for their business that's not tied to or based on their social security number. So that's the other way to do it. And when you do it that way, it doesn't matter what your credit score is. It doesn't matter if you file bankruptcy. It doesn't matter if you lost it all in a housing crisis. Anybody can build business credit within their corporation. And I highly encourage people to do so way before they need capital. It is so much easier to get capital when you're not desperately needing capital. So start the steps to build it now, because it does take time. It takes at least 3 to 4 months to start to build it within your corporation, and you have to know the steps. You have to do it in the right order so you can get the maximum amount of money. But a lot of people don't know the order. So yeah, you might get approved for a Home Depot card, or you might get approved for this, but you could have gotten approved for so much more if you've taken the steps to do it in the right order. So I help people regardless of what your credit situation is. If you have great credit, great. I got lenders right now that can get you capital up to $250,000 within 15 days. Whether that's business credit cards or liquid in your account. If you don't have great credit, one, I do recommend credit repair because it's only going to help you get access to more capital. But I also recommend that you build business credit within your corporation at the same time. Okay. Then you maximize the total amount of money that you can get. So regardless of where you are, there's access to funding out here that people need to know about. And I think that, I can help them do that. And the way that I got this idea was that I went to a seminar and a woman asked a question in the audience. She was like, what's a DUNS number and how can I use that to get capital for my business? And the person who answered the question was a CPA, and she was like, don't worry about that. You need to have 2-year tax returns, strong credit score, great revenues, or a bank is not going to give you anything. And I'm like, that's not true. I got credit when I first started my company. I got like $30,000 or $40,000 in my first round of building business credit. And I didn't have 2-year revenues and all of that stuff. It's based solely on your credit score and your profile. So I'm just like, there are other lenders out here other than banks that can get you capital, whether you're a startup business or whether you're an existing business looking to expand and grow. So,
Marsha, where did you find her? I think I have died and gone to heaven, and I'm sure a lot of other people are listening to you too. You're so focused, and that is a wonderful thing. But we're women.
Absolutely.
And we need a little TLC sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So what do you do? Or do you, no, this is the question. Do you think that you have sacrificed some personal things in your life for this kind of success?
Absolutely. It wasn't an easy journey by any means. I've lost a lot. We made a lot of mistakes. We had a real estate deal from hell where everything that could go wrong did go wrong, from us giving a contractor $20,000 and then him turning around filing bankruptcy and not paying his subcontractors, or those subcontractors in turn putting liens on the property saying that the contractor didn't pay them. I mean, everything that you can think of that could go wrong on a deal absolutely happened.
You'd cry some nights?
Oh, absolutely. Because you're like, how am I going to get out of this mess? How did this deal just go left and go out of control? Now, I did learn from that experience, because I think the biggest issue that most real estate investors have is the contractor. I don't care if you did 5 deals or 100 deals.
What is the best piece of advice you can give to our listeners today?
In terms of business credit and funding?
Mm-hmm.
The best piece of advice, the best piece of advice that I could give you is to go to fundingwithexcel.com. We can set up a free consultation, and I can talk to you specifically about a strategy on what we can do to raise you the most capital for your business, whether that comes in the form of business credit cards, lines of credit cards, term loans, inventory financing, revenue financing. There's so many access to capital out here that people just don't know about it. So you can go to fundingwithexcel.com. We can set up a short consultation, and I can work directly with you to get you the funding you need.
What is going on in the business world right now? Whether it be flips, whether it be an online business, what is it out there that lenders really get excited about? What kind of businesses?
Lenders get excited about businesses that make revenue. The lenders that I work with, they really do not care about your industry. And, a lot of times I hear people say, well, I got to change the name of my business, or, I'm not going to be able to get it because I haven't been in business for 2 years. And I just feel like there's so much miseducation out there. If you have a startup business or you're thinking about starting a business, I have lenders that specialize in working with startup businesses. So I can help you get capital as a startup business. For entrepreneurs that's already established, lenders like to look for revenue, and then they can base their funding on that. So, they look for companies that are either looking to get startup capital or they're looking for entrepreneurs that want to expand and grow.
Let's be honest. Now, you obviously have some very good contacts. Mm-hmm. Okay, and because they worked with you, they trust you.
Absolutely.
But I still live in America. I'm still black, and I'm still a woman.
Absolutely.
What challenges am I looking at?
A lot of challenges that we face as minorities, one, we don't know where to go. We don't know where to go. We don't know where to look. We don't know where to get capital. We generally know, go to a bank, I got to submit my business plans and my tax returns, and hopefully the bank will give me some capital. So one, they don't even know that these other type of lenders exist. The other thing that affects minority businesses, sometimes it's our credit, sometimes it's our net worth, sometimes it's where our business is located. Sometimes we just have a fear that we're going to be rejected for a loan or some type of funding that we don't even apply. So, take all of that out of your head and realize that there are other lenders out here that can provide you capital. And they're not discriminating against you because you are a minority. They're looking at you as, just want to make sure that you're a legitimate, viable business. And if you qualify for funding, you'll get it. It doesn't have anything to do with your race, your creed, your nationality, or your sex.
Are you a spiritual person?
Absolutely.
And tell me how that works for you in what you do every day.
Oh my God. God has shown up and showed out in my life. There are many times where I was down and out, and I didn't think that, I would move on from some of the past failures that I experienced, in the past, especially with some of our deals going left. But I am so grateful for those experiences, because now I can take everything that I learned and share that with other people. And that would not have happened without the grace of God. I mean, even being here today, this opportunity came out of the clear blue, but I know that's all because of God. And that means that I'm doing the right work and I'm on the right path to help people get the funding they need to build the wealth that they need for our generations and to pass that on to others.
I'm talking to LaToya Jackson. She spells her name capital L-A space capital T-O-Y-A, and her last name is Jackson. And she is the founder and CEO of Excel Capital Group. I'm sure your phone is just going to be ringing off the hook. Tell our listeners once again how they find you.
Okay, if they want to schedule a consultation, a free consultation, they can go to fundingwithexcel.com. They can also call our office, which is 312-668-8788. Again, that's 312-668-8788. Or they can also find us on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Just look for excelcapitalgroup.com and you'll be able to find us.
Do you have mentors?
Oh, absolutely.
You have mentors?
Yeah.
That is, of all of the successful women that I've talked to, they all say they have mentors. Every last single one of them.
You have to. A mentor helps you do what I do, which is take shortcuts to get what you want.
Oh, I love that.
You're learning from their mistakes. They're telling you, don't do this, don't do that. This is the right path to take. And so mentors are wonderful.
How do you like Chicago?
I love Chicago.
For business.
I love Chicago for business.
Is this a good opportunity here?
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at the demographics, the amount of people, the amount of capital, even the Legacy Awards that's coming up.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Awesome. I will too. It's a great place to start a business, a great place to start a real estate career. It's a wonderful place. I'm glad that I got the opportunity to relocate here. I never thought in a million years I would live in Chicago. I only visited here once or twice in college, and never in a million years did I think God would relocate me here many years later.
Did you like D.C.?
Oh yeah, I love D.C. too. It's Chocolate City. But
not so much anymore.
Right. But no, I absolutely love D.C. It's a wonderful place.
Well, LaToya, again, give out your telephone number one more time.
Sure. My number is 312-668-8788. Again, that is 312-668-8788.
You are fabulous. And
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you tomorrow at the Legacy Awards. I'm not getting an honoree, but I am picking up the award for my boss, the CEO. So
congratulations!
Yes. I feel like it's mine. It'll come home with me. She'll never see it. That's all I gotta say. All right, we have to go now. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to meet you, and I'll see you tomorrow. My thanks to Jennifer. My thanks to you, Marsha, and happy belated birthday.
Oh, happy
belated.
belated.
And I'm so glad that you are here and part of this team. LaTierra, thank you so much. To all of you, now doesn't LaToya make you want to do better?
Yes.
Have a great one.
Thank you.